Wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Would you better own it? Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Everybody wanna win, everybody can't do. I'm zoned. Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Would you better own it? Everybody wanna win, but do you got what it takes? Everybody wanna win.
Welcome to the Coach Stretch Show.
What up, what up, what up? It's your man, Coach Stretch, and I am blessed to have my co-host with me, Statman AJT. We got a banger for you tonight. It is the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1, Knicks versus Pacers. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals was last night. T-Wolves came up short. SGA wins MVP. And our special guest for the evening, the athletic director for the new Virginia Peninsula Community College, Coach Chris Moore. But before we get to Coach Chris Moore, shout out, Statman, what you got, brother?
God, Bree, Mom, you, Damo, Brother Hoop League, Neptunes, Relentless Sportsman. Big thanks to our guest, Coach Chris, for coming up here, man. Just peace and love to everybody, man. I'm glad to be here. Great night. I'm ready to work.
It is a great night, man. And big shout out to my family, my lovely wife, my kids, Relentless Sports, Virginia Neptunes. Speaking of Virginia Neptunes, big shout out to DeMontez Oliver. He got signed. Man. He is headed to Mexico, and he is our first player from our roster to make it to a professional overseas, technically overseas team. So that's a huge monument for the Virginia Neptunes and a huge moment for DeMontez Oliver. Congratulations to him. And
congrats, Taz.
Hey, look, man, hopefully of course we'll keep a spot open for him in case he has to come back, but we hope he gets a chance to stick over there and play out the rest of his career on that level. So, hey, Stats, man. Hey, listen, this is going to be an exciting show, man.
Yeah.
Before I bring Chris Moore out here, man, I want to say that I've known Chris for a long time now. His father, the late, great Ben Moore, was my mentor and just showed me a whole lot about coaching, the professionalism. He showed me the way when I spent my 3.5, 4 years with him at Menchville. And, I'm honored to know him through his father. And listen, he's a hard worker, man. He lives and loves being in that gym. And people, I guess it was last weekend, I experienced a lot of disrespect for this man. And I didn't understand why people were poo-pooing Chris Moore and what he's doing, and I took offense to it. And because I took offense to it, I said, look, I got to let this man defend himself because I know I'm not the only one that sees it up close and personal. I do the clock for Virginia Peninsula men's Gators basketball. I do the clock, and I talk to Chris all the time, and I see it firsthand. I see him in the gym recruiting. I see him putting kids in school. I see him doing all these great things, and people still say, oh, man, that's Thomas Nelson. First of all, stop disrespecting him. That's not Thomas Nelson. Thomas Nelson is dead, okay? This is Virginia Peninsula Community College, and we only have one JUCO that's certified on this level, and that's his institution. So before I even get on a tangent and and start fighting again,
because you was really about to go off.
hey, listen, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Okay, we should be supporting what this man is doing and this institution. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I ain't.
Just because
Without further ado,
yeah.
without further ado, the legend in the making, Coach Chris Moore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, big dog? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm
That's
super
it.
blessed.
That's it.
I get to do something I love. I get to connect with like-minded individuals on the regular.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. You got any shout outs before we jump right in it?
My shout outs always, man. Shout out to God first.
Absolutely.
Always, because without him I wouldn't be where I am today. Mom Dukes, my sister, family, all my family, all the supporters, the swamp,
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Yeah.
Coach Chick told me today, he said, man, look, I gotta pay him $5 because he the one that came up with the welcome to the swamp tag. That if I say swamp, welcome to the swamp today, I owe him some money. So I'm gonna make sure I take him to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But the entire swamp from top to bottom, from the time I got there to now, but also I paid my respects to those before me. Coach Jackson, Coach Ant, all of those that were in TNCC, my wonderful president, my leadership, and just all my people in the profession that I talk to on the regular. They know who they are. And I'm just thankful for them because I'm constantly on the phone. Sometimes I'm up at 6 a.m. making phone calls till about midnight. But lastly, gotta show love to my daughter, just because she keeps me going. Her mom does a good job with her as well, and so I'm always thankful for my support system because I couldn't be here today if it wasn't for the people who keep me going constantly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm always thankful. So I'm done. That's all I got.
Hey man, hey, that was a lot, man, and I'm positive they all appreciate you the same way, man. So Chris Moore, in the good book it says that my people are killed for a lack of information, basically because we're ignorant. So let's get the people educated today. Let's get the people educated tonight. Coach, talk about yourself first, your own resume, your own journey, and just bring us from where you started to today, and then we're gonna get into the nooks and crannies of this thing.
Let's talk about it. So, people don't know, graduated from Warwick High School, 2007. Went to Virginia Wesleyan. Now it's Virginia Wesleyan University. Got 2007 fall. Didn't do well my first semester academically. I came home. Mom Deuce brought me home. Mom wasn't playing. I had a 0.98 GPA. She said, come on back. And, I was working and still working out, trying to stay in shape. And I ended up at Thomas Nelson Community College. So my love and my passion for Thomas Nelson Community College starts there. People don't know that. I went there, but that was kind of my middle ground. And so a lot of what I do now is because I was once that guy that went to a 4-year, had to come back home. And, it wasn't something that was glorified or, lack of a better word, it wasn't something where, guys were really buying into the JUCO world at that time. And so ended up going to school there. That's how I got into coaching. I just talked to one of my players today. He's been home for a year, and he's now got the coaching bug in him. He was training, working himself out, started working dudes out, And guys start working out with you, man. You start teaching.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting better together. And I started my coaching journey as the assistant JV coach over at Warwick High School. Of course, my dad was the head coach. I started out with Coach Hester, who was the head JV coach at that time. My dad, of course, was head varsity coach. So I was about 20 years old, and I got my grades together. I went to Shawan University. By the time I got there, I was so tapped into coaching. I talked to the head coach at the time, and I told him, look, I really want to come here. I really want to coach because I knew that's what I wanted to do in the long run. So why not start now? So I started coaching as a student assistant over there at Shawan University. Graduated 2014. My dad had just stepped down from Virginia Wesleyan, took over as the head coach at Minchville. 2015. 2015, he allowed me to be the head JV coach that year.
Yep.
And I was training. So, I had guys like Brian Darden, who's now on The Voice. He was at HU. Brett Lyons at the time was at Virginia Wesleyan. And, just so many other guys that were getting jump. Matter of fact, Coach Alex Lewis was at Berg at the time. So I was training him. So I started working with guys and training guys. For me, it wasn't about money. For me, I was getting better at my craft.
Yeah.
So, I was coaching, head JV coach. Then, bypass all the other stuff. I ended up going to Richmond, got a job at Virginia University. At that time, my dad was running the fall league. I got a phone call from him. He was actually standing with Ty White. I really didn't know who Ty White was at the time.
Right.
Magnitude. Let me say that. I knew who he was, but I didn't know how the magnitude of who he was at the time. Yeah, he's different.
Yeah, he's different.
And he said, come by the school the next day. I came by the school. John Marshall that next day had a conversation with him. He asked me, he said, what is it that you want to do? I said, I want to get a GA spot. And one thing about me at that time, I was constantly asking questions.
Right.
And so when I say that, saying like, I remember just talking to every college coach that I came in contact with, whether it was Coach Macedo, whether it was any college coach at the time, like, what do I got to do to get on that level?
Right.
They gave me advice, and I just kept plugging away, whether it was just how I looked, making sure how I spoke, jewelry, just making sure I always looked the part. Those things were highly important. And so Ty White asked me, he said, look, I want you to come by the gym later. We're having workouts. It was like September. I stopped by the gym that afternoon. I walked in the gym. I had a hat on just like I have right now.
Yeah.
And he said, we don't wear hats in the gym. I said, okay. Took my hat off. He told me, he said, I heard you do workouts, which I just told you. I was working guys out at Minchville because I had access. So, whether the sparring sessions, and he said, I heard you do workouts. And what's up? Yeah, Ned was on that first team. I told him stop talking about that BSC stuff, but yeah, I ended up I went to John Marshall that evening. He asked me, he said, look, I'm gonna put 10 minutes on the clock. I want you to work my guys out. And man, 10 minutes went on the clock, and I just went straight to work. I had a whistle in the car ready to go, I had my sneakers ready to go. And after the 10 minutes was up, he put an extra 30 up there and said, man, you got the rest of the day. And Ty invested in me that year. I got a chance to work with some high profile guys. Armando Baycott played at UNC. Of course, Plung was still in high school. He was playing for Team Loaded. Isaiah Ty, who's playing overseas, got drafted to the Wizards. He's out there. Henry Coleman played for Texas A&M. List goes on. So got a chance to work with some high profile guys. Did a year. They gave me the 8th grade team. On that team, I had Angelo Reese that went to Villanova. I had Isaiah Todd, of course, that plays professionally. Coleman. I had all those guys on that team, and I just had a ball, man. 1 year, and then I got offered the position at Massanutten Military Academy that next year as the head varsity coach and assistant post grad coach. Chad Myers was the head post-grad coach. We had Jamarco Pickett that ended up playing for the Detroit Pistons G League team, got drafted, played at Georgetown. You know, and so I just had a good experience. Crazy thing was after that I got budget cut a month after I got the job at Massanutten Military Academy.
God, dog.
Yeah, it's business. They always tell you don't. I got budget cut. They hired me a month. The next thing I knew, I called Ty, and Ty called Jamie and Christian at Mount St. Mary's. Ended up at Mount St. Mary's on the Division I level as a graduate assistant, and I got there October. Literally, season had already started, so I got there right before the first scrimmage, and then we went on a 19-day road trip. And on that road trip, we ended up playing against Minnesota, West Virginia, University of Arkansas, University of Michigan, University of Texas at Arlington, Southern Illinois. Good God Almighty. It was so many teams, man. Iowa State, that's when they had Monte Morris. So got a chance, man. 19 days playing against high majors.
Yeah.
And we went 1-10. We beat George Mason. That was the only team we beat. And we literally went 1-10, and we went on a 14-game win streak, won the NEC, got a chance to go to the conference tournament, won the conference tournament, went to the NCAA tournament, ended up beating University of New Orleans at the first four. Then we went to Dayton. Then we went to Buffalo. Got to Buffalo, and that's when we faced Villanova. And they had Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, McCall.
So you played against the Knicks.
The Knicks. We played the Knicks.
You played against the Knicks.
We went against the Knicks. We went against the Knicks, Stretch. And we were actually winning at half. So it was crazy. Everybody was like, yo, is the 16 seed going to beat the 1 seed? And second half, I don't know what Jay Wright said to them dudes. Second half, they went up 20. So
life happens fast.
Great experience, man. Great experience.
What up, Hop?
And
what up?
Oh yeah, K-Hop, what's up, man? So great experience there. And then I got a job at Longwood as director of basketball operations. And of course, mid-season, that's when my pops passed. And then I had some decisions to make. And I ended up taking a job at Thomas Nelson Community College. And everybody thought I was crazy. And so, you know, everybody's like, man, why would you go from D1 to Thomas Nelson? And people don't know, man, Stretch. And I know I'm kind of rambling on to get to this part here. But my last conversation with my dad the day before he passed, he asked me, you know, if you could be anywhere in the country, you know, where would you be? And I told him Thomas Nelson, because the thing is, like, people don't understand. We know how much talent has come through the 757.
Absolutely.
And at the Division I level, it's so many rules tied behind it. So many.
What up, Coach Burke?
Yeah, Coach Burke, man, family right there. So many rules are tied behind it, so you can't really do the things you need to do.
Right.
So, you know, being at Thomas Nelson, man, I've been loving every bit of it because I've been able to build it from the ground up. Coach of the Year, championships. You know,
come on, man.
Plenty of guys in school.
Come on, man.
Hey, man, put them in the NJCAA. Everything they said I couldn't do, I've done.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll stop there. We'll talk about the rest along the way, but I've been at Thomas Nelson since 2018, October 1st, 2018. And, yeah. It's been
good. So let's talk about, you know, just touching on some of this stuff, man. Like, what I hear a constant theme of is work. This spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. It's all work. There's no gaps in your work. It's all grind. Talk to the people who watching right here. What actually went into you becoming the head coach, and now you're also the athletic director at Thomas Nelson at the time? What went into turning that program around? Because again, when people mention Thomas Nelson, they kind of do this. Oh man, that's Thomas Nelson. So what happened? Like, talk to us about the culture change and the systematic change that you had to do as soon as you stepped foot onto that campus.
So for me, it was
DJ. What's up, baby?
Yeah. So what's up, cuz? So for me, dog. So the systematic change for me. So when I took the job, people thought I was crazy.
Right.
You know, I called for advice. I wanted to see what it was. I'm always fueled. So let's be real right here. So, and no knock on my alum, right? I applied for the job at Warwick High School in 2018. Okay, rest in peace, Gideon Moore, right?
Right.
And I didn't get the job. People don't know.
Let's pause that right there.
Yep. Let's talk about it.
Here we go.
Let's get real. I didn't get the job. I interviewed top stretch. I interviewed.
So 2017.
Yeah.
I interviewed for the job. I didn't get it. I interviewed for it, didn't get it. They hired some, I won't, name names. The next year, because he quit, the guy quit, he resigned, left. The next year, you have Coach Chris Moore at your table, the descendant of the person whose name is on the court, and he don't get the job.
But first of all, they didn't want his name on the court. The name wasn't even on the court yet. So the person, the reason I really wanted the job was so I can get his name on the court, right? And so, no, I didn't get the job. I heard somebody rumbling saying, well, yeah, you turned the job down. No, I did not. I literally sat there and I did not take the job because I was not given the job. And that the next day, October 1. So I got the call, let's say, September 30, October 1, I told Chad Smith, let's sign the paper.
Gosh almighty.
And you know why they said I couldn't have the job? I didn't have enough experience.
Come on, man.
I just came from Division I. I got a conference tournament. I got a regular season tournament championship. I've been Division I. I done been in the gym with buku players. Let's talk about it. So yeah.
Coach Raymond, what up, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Coach Mr. Wallerton, appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm shocked right now.
Yeah.
See, the truth has set you free. And
the truth will set you free.
I can't believe this.
Yeah. I didn't get the job. So when you ask me what fuels me a lot of times and what goes into it, because people always, I've been told, man, man, because of your dad, like, nah, man, like I really put work in. I really be in the gym. Like I didn't train. I didn't put the sweat. I didn't done laundry. Like I didn't really done it. They go my man TR right there. He already know. Like we really put time in this. Yeah. And so when it comes to me, like a lot of it for me has been just about proving what I could do, because a lot of people said what I couldn't do. Like I ain't never wanted a handout.
Right.
So everything I do for these young men at VPCC is because I know what it feels like to be told what you can't do. So when I recruit, that's what I'm like. I need guys that really want to get in the trenches and they really want to work. Like underappreciated, and we're gonna prove them wrong every time. So everything that I go in, that's why when you called me the other day, I was hot. Like, gosh almighty, they still not listening. They don't get it. We're gonna make them listen, Stretch.
Yeah, we got to tune them up today. We're gonna tune them up tonight, man. Let's talk about JUCO right now. Let's go and transition a little bit to JUCO.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people at home, because I know a lot of people don't even know this information, the new rule that the NCAA passed down about the JUCO eligibility?
Yeah, because everybody's talking about it. I just had a kid talk about it today. So crazy thing is everybody's talking about how JUCO will not count against your eligibility. That rule has not been passed.
Oh boy.
It has not been passed. So I know it's coaches out here rambling like, yeah, you go JUCO, you're not losing your eligibility. It has not been passed. I'm in the meetings. I'm in the NJCAA meetings. I'm in the Region 10 meetings.
Oh boy.
Not been passed. So therefore, yes, you do still lose your eligibility. There was a ruling that gave an extra year to student athletes who are on NCAA who played in JUCO prior to. So I had a young man call me the other day. Actually, I had a coach call me because he needed some guidance. And the young man went JUCO, and now he's in the USCAA, and he was trying to see if he can get him an extra year, and I told him yes. Because his eligibility, it's his last year eligibility. So it's tricky.
Right.
But if you are a high school senior and you're going to a 2-year school, your eligibility is still being used. Now, can it change? Sure, possibly. But as of today, it has not been passed.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people don't know that. Know a lot of people don't know that. Listen, let's be honest. Let's go ahead and just take the gloves off. Let's talk about what it would take for you to go out and recruit a kid and for to play on your program. What does it take for you to get out your chair and go see a kid?
So when I took this job, the reason I took this job was because I wanted to make sure I could at least give my guys, and when I say the guys in my backyard, one of the things that I tell my staff and what we do is we want to dominate our radius, right? So when I was at Longwood, and your radius changes, right, depending on what school you're at. So at Longwood, we had a radius of 3 hours. Okay. So if that's 3 hours north, south, east, west, northeast, southwest, whatever it is, we wanted to dominate our 3 hour radius, right? Okay. For me, I want to dominate the 757 first. Okay. So what that means is dominate does not mean you the best kid on your high school team. Your high school team is 2-25. I don't want you. Right? Like the guys that I'm recruiting, stretch. Most of them are getting at least D3 looks, right? Right. When I say D3 looks, I'm not just talking about the coach came in the gym, they were looking at you like you had to at least get an offer. Right. And I say that because why do I go after D3 guys? Because I think I have a great opportunity for them. So for example, I'm gonna use somebody that's on my team currently. I'll use Jacoby Reed, right? I'm gonna call him out. Call his name.
Shout out Cole.
Cole.
I know Cole for a while, man. Shout out Cole, man.
I'm gonna use Cole. Cole had D3s. Early on had D1s, right? Had early, Bradford early. Steph did a good job. Won state championships.
Right.
And so the thing is, for me, as you know, and it's the Number Street podcast, right? Originally, right. Everybody can't afford to go D3, right? Everybody can't afford that bill, right? I come from a middle class home, right, Stretch? Right. Like I still, even though I had a 0.98 in college, that first year, I still had to pay that 10 grand. Yeah. I paid for that. Yeah. So everybody ain't got 10K like that. I ain't have it, to be honest. Right. So the guys that I'm going after first are the ones that I know are probably getting a lot of D3s and can't necessarily afford it. Whether they don't want to take a loan out, whether their parents understand, like, you probably will still get a D3 when you leave after 2 years if you're a D3 kid. Like, if that's what you are, that's what you are. But at least you came to me, and you probably not paying a dime, especially if you're a Pell Grant kid. Because a D3 might cost $60,000, we cost $5,000. Right. So if we cost 5 and I go out there D3, you might take that 5K versus that 60K. You come to me, you play 2 years, you get better, you might get a full ride scholarship, or else you might go somewhere else. But if you're not even in the bubble of being recruited right now, I don't want you. Right? You might get a sleeper, but I think a lot of coaches think like, oh, like we not a dumping ground.
That part.
We not a dumping ground.
That
You ain't
part.
sending me your last man on the bench. Me and K-Hop. I know K-Hop was up here earlier. We just were laughing about like if your kid is not getting playing time for you, I don't want him. If he ain't first team all league or getting some type of recognition, I don't want him because he can't help me win. Right? I still got to win.
Correct. Right. Correct.
If
We still
don't
playing
win,
basketball here.
we
Right.
definitely not respected.
Right. We playing basketball here. Right. We trying to win.
Hold on, Keyshawn Johnson just got a scholarship to what? Shawan University. Like I just talked to the head coach at Morehouse this morning, right? Like we talking about real coaches calling. I done had D1 calling me about my guys. I done had D2s calling me. Like they don't want your dumping ground kid. And then a lot of times, what I understand, I done talked to a lot of coaches about this, 4-year coaches, and they just say, yo, like a lot of times these high school coaches don't know. Like they think they know, but they don't know nothing. They're like, yeah, it's a D2 kid. Do you really know what D2 looks like? Like, they don't even know what my level looks like. They'll say all day, yo, man, it's just times us. Come watch my games. Like, sure, you front row.
I'm front row. Listen, I've seen guys come in that gym, and I'm like, we don't have nobody in this area that can play on this level consistently right now. Yeah. And it's the same reason last week we was talking about with Shonda Bailey, why we don't have enough kids from Newport News, Hampton playing on the EYBL team because we're not good enough. Mm-hmm. We're not good enough. That's just what it is. At the bottom, we're not good enough. And it's the same thing with you right now. We're not good enough to make you come out here, recruit our kids, and for you to win.
Yeah.
We're not good enough.
Yeah. Let's call it spade a spade. And I love the PD.
Yeah.
It ain't enough kids in the PD for me to win. If I just recruit the PD and the big this side, like we not winning.
Period.
I'm not winning with just the PD. And they could be like, yeah, it's coaching. No, like
you need talent.
You need talent. We going to Massachusetts next year, Stretch. Like, nah, it's no way.
You know, even on our level, dealing with the pros and stuff like that, man. And me and Stats throughout our first year was like, yo, man, we're not good enough, bro. And we got the local guys, and we're trying to go out here and play. Yo, we're not good enough.
Nope.
We're not good enough to go travel down to Savannah, Georgia, and think you're going to beat them guys. We're not good enough to travel up to Baltimore and Pennsylvania and Philly and all that stuff. We're not good enough.
Yeah. Nope. And they don't realize you got D1s out there on your team.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're not good enough. And my thing is this. My thing is this. When is somebody or a group of people going to say enough is enough? Let's get better. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. So what's the reason? What's the root cause? Why are we not good enough?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because you know, we could talk about it, but we got to address the issue. Why we not good enough?
Oh well, you know.
So let's be real. And Dan shout out to Dan in our league. Dan understands.
Dan know it.
Dan is
another Lord. What's up, DJ?
So let's be real, man. Stat man. Like, so coaches don't want to develop.
Oh boy. Woo, Lord have mercy.
They want to sit there and use their YouTube plays.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Plays and be mad at guys because they don't understand whatever offense they're trying to put on. But at the end of the day, like I would tell you straight up, and I'm not talking about everybody,
right?
But I think the PD alone, 757 basketball has become watered down because it's no competition at this point. Like
Oh,
it's
Lord.
billion AAU teams. Everybody want to hop around from one school to the next. They going to 5 different schools just to get some playing time. Like we actually had to work at one point to get on the team.
Hey, look, man. The high school portal is crazy.
Yo, the high school
portal is crazy.
College portal.
It's crazy. What happened to I go to this school and I'm here? Yeah. And that's also why there's no more tradition and program prestige. Like, for instance, me and Stats were talking about our 25-year high school reunion. We was like, man, we don't even talk to nobody, man, that went there, man. Like, we don't have that anymore.
We don't have, we don't have, it's not culture, it's not tradition. Well, where is it?
We don't have that.
It's not there.
What? See, for instance, and the city of Hampton has it right for the most part.
Here you go.
Hampton Crabbers, they don't bang with Bethel Bruins. Hampton Crabbers, they don't bang with Phoebus Phantoms. It don't matter if you're 70 years old. They come in that gym wearing their blue, wearing their green, wearing their red, and they sit on one side. They sit together. I'm talking about, bro. They had a full out brawl this year. Parents, not the kids. The kids they singing songs after the damn game. The parents is holding that standard, holding that line, and we don't have enough programs that's holding the line. They scared of coaching them up hard because they're afraid that the kids is gonna leave. You got to be able to coach them hard, man. You got to be able to run they bust into the ground sometimes if that's what they deserve. You got to put them in the weight room, man. Make these guys play with some pride and pride for your school. And I tell all my kids that's young, hey man, pick what school you want to go to. These schools don't give a damn about you because they don't.
Yeah.
Schools need to be more invested in the kids that put on their uniforms. These are your best representation to the public.
Yep. Yep.
So that's where it starts. That's why it's soft. That's why it's watered down. Because can't nobody coach them no more.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Like, it's tough to watch. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, I might have went to like 4 PD games this year.
Man, listen.
And unfortunately, like, it just isn't. It's not the same. Like, and I don't know what it is, but it's like coming up, like, even when I talk to people I played against, played with, or came around the time, like, it's just a different era right now. Yeah. And I don't want to blame coaches because I think a lot of them put time in. I think
all the coaches put time in.
They put in time in,
But my thing, and me and you have said this before, Chris, my thing is I don't give a damn about your time if it ain't quality time. That's a bar. You can have that. I don't give a damn about your time if it ain't quality time. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn. I don't care. If you just got me in the gym for 2 hours and I ain't learning shit, that's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah. Like, what are you working on in the gym? How are you helping my child get better? Like, what's going on in that gym?
Facts.
What's going on in the gym? Now, I'll say one of Stretch's Neptune's practice, he's a complete terrorist. And we're working on things in the gym. There's a set of drills, like post, perimeter, like we're getting to it. I just wonder sometimes, though, if we're acknowledging that the plans and the things aren't correct in the gym, is it the coaches have a lack of knowledge? Is it a lack of effort and work ethic on the coaches? Have they not adapted? Because since I've been a coach and I've talked to more coaches, I'm finding that a lot of coaches have not adapted to modern 2025 basketball, and it's reflected in how they play. And I don't get mad about a lot of stuff in coaching, but that honestly makes me angry. Stretch will tell you, if I see some not modern basketball, I go off.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing. I'm gonna give you some game real quick. So the thing about me, and over the years, I've been able to coach other people's guys. Right. So I get a bunch of guys from different high schools that come to my program, and I have the opportunity to teach them. Right.
Right.
I can tell what you teaching in your and I get the opportunity to go to these coaches' practices.
Ooh. Wow. My Lord.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I done seen some bad practices. I done seen
Man.
practices where I done been like, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, man, look, let's talk about it.
Come on, man. Let's get
I remember one time I went to a practice.
take us through a bad practice, Chris.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
They were working on their pregame routine.
Oh boy.
I'm talking about, you know how you come out, you got the ball, you run out in the line, you go on one side of the court, the other one go on the side, and they go to the middle, they dap up down the line, and then they do the layup line, and then they finish up the layup line. I'm talking about, I watched that shit for 2 hours.
That's crazy.
What am I like? Is that something that we practice now?
That's crazy, bro.
That's insane.
That's crazy,
I'm
bro.
talking about like they messed up. Let's do it again. Yo, I'm talking about.
This is
I
crazy.
watched them again. They come down the line. They dap. Hold on. They come down the line. They dapping each other up like this. yo, I'm watching. I said, I'm a college coach. Like, it's no way I'm sitting here watching this.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Chris?
Yep, let's go.
So, without giving too much away, I'm gonna ask this question first. What's your take on stats in basketball? Like, do you? Because I'm a stat guy. I'm a stat guy for the Neptunes. Like, I really think that you can learn, and there's valuable information in that. That's my first question. My second question is, without giving too much away, can you educate people on like what a good practice plan looks like, you know, for the coaches or prospective coaches that are watching? But I really want to hear your take on the stats, because Stretch and Huck, shout to Coach Huck, they don't like it. They don't like it. So what's your take on that?
They don't like stats.
Well, we like stats. We don't like the nuanced stats, like the dark, I call them dark back alley stats. All that crazy next gen crap. Yo, to me, can you put the ball in the hole, efficiently, and can you stop somebody from putting the ball in the hole? That's all I want to know. For me, stats is, well, we need to put, you know,
advanced stats can help you do that, because
I agree. I don't disagree with you. I just don't like
show certain hot spots on the floor. How many dribbles I'm just saying how many dribbles it takes.
See,
like
Chris,
some people,
I don't give a damn where you're at on the floor. Put the ball in the hole. I don't care. Right. So you mean to tell me I got to put this player on the right wing every trip down?
No,
that's his hot spot?
No.
I don't care.
Now, Chris, this is what our arguments look like, right? So what I say, what I say to Stretches, I'm like, look, it's good to have the information, because having the information means we can educate. Now that means that, okay, after 3 dribbles, his efficiency goes way down. Let's put some stuff in where he comes off movement, where he don't have to dribble as much. Or if we're looking at somebody else on the other team and be like, okay, he shoots this percentage going right, he shoots this percentage going left. That can help educate and formulate game plans to help increase our chances of winning. But when I do that, I'm the scourge of the earth. So please.
So it's funny you say that stat, man. So, and I tell you, man, so when I was at Mount St. Mary's, my job was advanced stats. So I had to do stats. I'm on synergy. I'm talking about, I ain't just sitting there doing advanced stats. I'm sitting there looking at synergy clips of the same dude doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because, okay, so of course at that level, everybody could play.
Yeah.
Right.
So when everybody can play, you got to find that margin of victory.
Thank you.
that margin, right? So
Thank you.
I will say
Thank you, Stats. He ain't said nothing yet.
I'm just listen.
so
Tell us some thank you.
I am a stat. I do look at stats. I do advanced stats and splits. So I'm a split stat guy, right? So I need to see, and this is game for any coach out there, right? Dan, I don't need you listening because I don't need you knowing how I win. But
Dan, you about to get blocked.
Yeah, Dan got to get blocked. So I always look at split stats because I need to see what the margin is between your wins and losses, right? So like everybody thinks it, like you may have a guy that averages 20 points a game, okay?
Right.
If he averages 20 points a game, he's going to get his 20, win or loss, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy over there that probably averages 10 points in his offensive rebounds.
What up, Coach Block?
Wins, and he might average 4 offensive rebounds in their losses, right? So I see that margin is that big. I understand my goal is to keep that man off the glass, right? It might be now there are some flukes and some things in there that you got to pick through, but because I've been trained to do that, like my split stats is more important than anything else. So that's where stats matter to me, right? What matters in wins, what matters in losses. So when you do look at stats, like it's cool to look at stats, like all right, cool, he's shooting 30% here. But then I also like when it gets later in the season, like we're getting closer to conference play, when we're getting in playoff mode, like I'm now looking at the last 5 games. What are they doing in the last 5 games? Then I'm sitting there watching those last 5, right? Like, how did he get there? Like, what did he do there? So, like, I think a lot of times when you look at stats, like sometimes, like if you're playing 30 games, what you did game 1 don't matter to me in game 30 if you're not still consistently doing that.
Agreed.
Right? What you're doing now consistently. And so, and what matters in your wins and losses. If you get 10 rebounds a game every game, and that's what you do every game, you're gonna get that regardless. That doesn't matter to my wins and losses. So that's where stats matter to me. Right. What was the other question? You had something else you said.
Practice plan. Can you give game for a good practice plan to the coaches or prospective coaches who are listening?
I think practice, as long as it flows. So I'm not even a practice plan guy, right? So when I come in practice, I might not have a plan. I know what I'm doing. And when I go in there, like we're flowing. So I teach a lot too. So what I hate in practice is I hate when dudes just being there just talking the entire time. Right? I hate the guys. I hate when coaches are sitting there, you talking, you looking at like 15 dudes sitting on the sideline or young ladies sitting on the sideline, and you got 1 to 2 people doing the drill at a time. I'm all about efficiency, right? How can we get more reps? How can you get more going? Like, how much are you teaching? And like everybody's teaching methods aren't the same, but is it effective, right? So is your practice effective, and does it flow? Like my guys know I ain't no water break guy. So like a lot of times coaches might be in the gym 2-3 hours. Like you might be in the gym 3-4 hours in a practice. Like what are you really doing for your practice to be 3-4 hours? You're not working that hard in your practice 3 to 4 hours. My guys know, especially in the beginning of the season, towards the end of the season, like if we're not going at 90 minutes, 90 to 90 minutes to about 1 hour 45, we need to be going super hard in that 90 minutes to 1 hour 45. The rest of that time is either preparation or post-practice work. Yeah. Right. I shouldn't be talking for that long. Right. So at that point, everything got to flow. So a good practice plan for me is they get in like you gotta have your things that are consistent and your constants. They know when they get in there, if practice is at 5 o'clock, they should be stretching. By 5:15, we should be in our pre-practice drill. So if that's guard big breakdown, if that's ball handling, if that's us just getting our flow stuff going, them just getting up and down, then it's teaching. So I do a lot of breakdown stuff. So like I'm a part whole guy, and a lot of people don't actually have a teaching degree. So a lot of the way I teach is because I teach like I teach in the classroom. And so my teaching methods are very much so because this is where coaches fail. Every kid, like if the classroom isn't the same, right? So some kids are auditory learners, some kids are visual learners, some kids are kinesthetic learners. Like you got to be able to teach to all of those different learning styles. Yep. So where people mess up, they're like, oh man, he don't know nothing. Well, do you understand what his IEP is? Do you understand like how he learns? And if you don't, and your practices don't mold into that, then yeah, you're gonna be off. Like, yeah, he might not be able to learn under your tutelage, which is fine. Like, every coach can't do that. But I try to make sure that all my practices, like even the guy that has the worst IEP, can still grasp what we're doing. And I teach a lot. So like when guys come to me, and that's why coaches will call me, because they understand when they get a kid from me, they're getting a kid that actually has been taught how to play the game of basketball. He's been taught, in detail, all different types of aspects. But I'm also not a guy that just sticks to one type of style of play. Like, we'll change our defense based on what I have. So like, we do play super hard in the gap. Sometimes, like at one point we played underneath the gap. Sometimes we play, we deny the gap. Sometimes, we change up different styles. But I mean, that's all a part of being a student of the game. The best coaches are coaches that learn constantly.
Yes, sir. Now, I know Coach Chris Moore said he's not a practice plan guy, but some of you jokers that's out there, you need a practice plan. You better write everything down and stick to a time limit.
Make sure the clock goes at 5 o'clock till 5:15. I need to have this amount of time. Don't do what I do, because you're not me.
Look, you've been doing this a long time. Like, no, you can't just come in there and do that.
Nah.
And, and depending on the situation, look, DJ said these coaches got an IEP.
Nah, real talk. They do that.
Oh, that's nice, though.
Hey, DJ, we know a few.
Oh,
we
know a few for real.
Y'all terrible.
Hey, look, depending on the situation, I might not have a practice plan, man. But if it's something that I need to get done early, like I'll send my coaches a practice plan, like, yo, this is what we got going on, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then based on those first 3, that's how the rest of the practice is gonna go. And I'm just like you, man. I do a lot of teaching, and I do a lot of breakdowns. I do a lot of actions, so that way, when we get to a game, I don't have to coach the whole. Like, our games are 48 minutes long, with a 24-second shot clock. I don't look. I'm not standing up the whole 48 minutes, and I got to coach you every possession. We're not. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. It's certain things that you got to be able to do on your own at a high level, and that's only because of the drill work that we do every day in practice. Like, we're gonna run this action every day in practice. So if you ever in a jam, you're gonna run this action and just do it right. You're gonna do it right. So look, man, Coach, do you have invitations for other coaches to come in and watch you coach or run a practice?
My practices are always open. And I tell coaches too, like, if you're doing a lot of yelling and cussing in the games, like,
because you ain't prepared.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to learn. So I watched. So when we played Villanova that year, right? This is one thing I used to love Jay Wright, and I still do to this day, right? I remember being at practice when they had their practice before the NCAA tournament. Like, I sat there and watched their practice, and every time, like, their practice was so in sync,
right?
Like, it was so in sync. Everything was like a machine. And every time he just did this, like, I'm talking about in an arena full of people, all this stuff is going on. Those dudes hustled over to him, and they crowded around him, and he would talk to them. Like, they would be crowded around. You couldn't see what he was saying. You couldn't understand anything he said. I don't know if he cussed him out. I don't know if he told him good job, right? But what I appreciated was he never demoralized his players in front of the public. And so in the game, what you'll see with me, I try to make sure, what's up, Dad? That's my work study right there. What I try to make sure is I'm not screaming and yelling at my dudes publicly where everybody can hear me. Right. So, like, I do a lot of my screaming and yelling in practice. Now, no, parents can't come to my practice. So let me make that clear, Stretch. Parents, right. However, coaches are always welcome. Coaches, want to be coaches, like, anybody who wants to be in the game, in the business of basketball, come on in. I want you there. I want you to come see what we do. I want you to come learn. Bring your kids so they can. Come on, K-Hop. You know, me and K-Hop talk weekly, so that's my guy right there.
Yeah.
I want. Yeah, they can always come in, man, because I want them to learn. But I also like to go to practices, and sometimes I learn from them too. So you know, it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, and I think we got to do this sooner rather than later, man. Number one, we got to have a coaches clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to make that happen in September. Maybe we do it at your place, or we'll find somewhere else we can do it. Or I just think that a lot of these things in this area need to be going through you at Virginia Peninsula Community College. Like, in all honesty. That's number one. The second thing I think we need to have is a coaching symposium or a coaches conference. So where everybody can come in, and it might be an all-weekend event type thing where we got the clinic on Saturday, and then Saturday night we got the conference where people can actually go up, talk about program development, player development, you know what I'm saying, just recruiting, all kinds of aspects, because we have to grow this area back. The fact that we don't have enough kids in the Peninsula District, and I'm mainly concerned about the Peninsula District. Southside gonna do what they do, and I think Southside understands it, and they're ahead of us right now. I want to catch up the Peninsula District. The Peninsula District is so far behind in so many things. And number one, they don't have ways where coaches can get better. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Some of you coaches, you didn't get your head off your ass because you think you're better than what you are, and you're not that damn good.
And that's why the kids think they're better than they are, right? Like, so I did my due diligence. I always do my due diligence and try to make sure that we at least talk to the kids who are at least good enough to sit on my bench.
Right.
I at least talk to them, right?
Right.
The kids right here in our backyard, they turn their nose up to me more than the kids in every other state in the country. I get calls from kids. I got a call from a kid in California today. I got a kid coming. I got a Seton Hall transfer. Dan, you heard, if you're still on here, I got a transfer coming from Seton Hall. Okay? Let's talk about it. We got kids here that got nothing. They don't got Central,
they don't have anything.
They don't got
Nothing.
ECPI. They don't got ICDC. And they sitting there like, coach, I think I'm gonna weigh my options. You still playing AAU at 20 years old.
My God. My God.
Let's talk about it.
My God. Weigh your options. You don't have no damn options. Talk about weigh your options.
All transfer. Let's talk about it.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That is the problem. That's the problem right there. 6'6"
grown man. And they talking about, yeah. Well, guess what? I mean, my dudes was in the gym just now from 4:30 to 6:30. I mean, we had guys from all over, D2, D1, whatever level they are. They in the gym, and my guys in there, they getting to it. And so all these dudes around here in the PD that keep turning their nose up at the little school on the highway, I always tell them I appreciate them because they give me opportunities to go outside the 757.
Right.
And go, like, my phone blows up every day with kids from all over the country. Florida, Texas, New York, Maryland, Ohio, Minnesota, Las Vegas, Cali, Arizona. Wait, hold on. England.
Michigan. Yeah, the Michigan guy. Yep.
Let's go around the country.
Yeah.
International kids be coming, they be blowing my phone up more than anything else. Hey, coach, I'm from Ireland. I'm 6'10". The problem is I can't take the international guys. So that's the only reason I ain't loaded with international dudes right now. However, they calling every day. My email, my text, my Twitter. So it is what it is.
Man, it's with so many issues. So many issues. And also, we just ain't gonna blame the coaches.
Nope.
We're gonna start we're gonna start looking at these parents, and I'm gonna start looking at some of these athletic directors. Because you ain't doing your due diligence. You're not doing a job to service these kids. You know the coach you got standing on that sideline ain't worth a damn. You know it. You know it. And you still let them go out there on football on Friday nights, on basketball on Tuesday, Thursday, whatever night you playing, and jack these kids up even further. Is it about the kids or it's not? And that's another issue in this area. I don't think it's enough concentration on doing what's necessary for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
If a kid got talent, if a kid got potential, why are we not giving resources and opportunities for those kids? Why is the two-sport athlete dead? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we don't have teams participating in team camps in the summer? Why are we not doing our damn job? These are the things that piss me off.
Because they want to pay, they want to go pay to play on whatever AAU team they want to pay to play on. And DJ said, fire.
Listen,
yeah.
I run an AAU program. I run an AAU program. I got 12 teams. And there were kids coming into my workouts, and I knew that their high school had future league practice. I said, yo, what you doing in here? I came over here to work out. No. You need to carry your butt and go to future league practice. And they was like, Coach, well, why are you telling them to go to future league practice? We've been playing AAU for years. No one's telling us to go to these practices. Wait a minute. No one's telling you to go to your high school practices?
Hey, Stretch, let me tell you this. I had a parent say, hey, parents say, hey, what I got to do to get my son over there with you? But where was he this past weekend when we had prospect camp?
Oh my God.
AAU.
See?
He had AAU.
Come on, man. He a grown man. You talking about, come on, man.
He had A-Stack. He had AAU. What's
Crazy
up,
work.
man?
Oh, I like him.
Oh, yeah. He definitely. 4.0 GPA. Let's talk about it.
Woo!
Yeah. 4.0 GPA.
Congrats, young man.
Yeah.
Congrats, young man.
I said, so my coach, he was in the group chat, and he sent that over because the parent reached out, and I said, nah, like, we tried to recruit this kid.
What up, Cam?
A long time ago.
Right.
What's up, Cam? Welcome to the swamp, Cam. So that's like, to me, these parents and these coaches put more value in AAU than the team camp, the college team camps, right? Why not go play right in front of the college coach?
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Look, your boys are showing up. They're in the building now.
I was about to say, and Coach Chris, that number just jumped from like 20 to 27.
They in the building.
Look, now it's 29. They coming too.
Yeah.
That's love right there, man. That's
forward.
love.
We come full forward. Jacob Garrison, All State. Let's talk about Cam Taylor.
Woo!
Yeah, let's go.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about, man.
Team camps, man. Elite camps, prospect camps.
Thank you.
And I got, matter of fact, Union just called me the other day. They just invited me to their elite camp. Like, yo, we can't take all these kids. You come on. They inviting college coaches to their elite camp in June.
Yeah, I got a couple kids that's gonna be there. My ninth graders, my babies went out to Big Shots this past weekend. They went 2-1. I got I think 2 or 3 of them is gonna be there. They both, all 3 of them got invited personally by their coach. Mm-hmm. So Team Relentless is gonna be in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like we in the building.
Elite camp, they getting it done. So yeah. I think Evan Key got one June 8th. I think it is June 6th. So I'm at Randolph. So, you know, it's a lot of elite camps, a lot of team camps going on at colleges. Why not go play right in front of the college coaches? Like, y'all go AAU tournaments. It ain't no coaches there.
Nobody. Come on, bro.
You pay all this money to go play in front of nobody.
Listen, man. And I appreciate Virginia Union being there. I don't know who else was there per se. I just know Virginia Union reached out to us. Mm-hmm. But that tournament cost $500, man. Over $500, man, that we was just in. It was over 80 teams there.
Mm-hmm.
That's being generous. It could have been over 100. And, bro, we played 3 games. 3 games, over $500, $40 per parent for the weekend to get in that joint in Richmond. And I know Virginia Union was there. Maybe Virginia State was also there, but it won't that many. It won't too much else in there.
Hey, man.
That's a live period. That was a live period event.
That's a live period event.
That was a live period event.
Guess who got paid? Did you get an offer? That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, I don't get it. I talk to coaches all day, every day. And then, so that's the thing, right? So these kids, man, when they go different places, like, they're not even going places where their coach is really going to work for them. Like,
Right.
I tell guys all day, I can't make no promises.
Right.
No. The only promise I can make is that I'm going to work my tail off for you. As long as you work your tail off for me. And I really be working my ass off for these dudes.
Here's a question for you.
Uh-huh.
We just talked about the young man that had the 4.0 GPA. What goes into you elevating kids? Like when they come to you, they play for you. What goes into getting them into a 4-year program?
Relationships. So what I do, and this is something I learned from Coach Powermore. He used to coach my dad. And at the time, he was coaching at University of, I don't know if he was at Coastal Carolina or University of Georgia. And I asked him, because one thing I do is I always ask for advice. Like, I don't ever get any coach at that time, you know, without talking to him and getting a nugget or something. And he told me, say, use your contact list.
Yeah.
And I probably have over 200 to, I probably have over probably about 200 to 300 college coaches in my contact list.
Right.
And I do my job in talking to them throughout the year. Like, I think a lot of times we use coaches only when we need them, right? So, for example, Stretch, you and I talk pretty often, right? So if you ever call, you know, I need a favor, like you don't just call me for a favor. You calling me because, yo, we just chop it up, right?
Correct.
So same thing with college coaches. So, you know, whether it's Coach Richardson over at Elizabeth City, whether it's Coach Key over at Randolph, whether it's Coach McFarland up at Washington Vintage, like we'll just chat, say what up. You know, Ricardo Marsh over there at Virginia State, like we talk and have conversations.
Right.
You know, and I enjoy those conversations. Like it may just be a happy birthday. It may just be, yo, Merry Christmas. And so those relationships are what stems and what grows and what propels my players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I do need something, or if I do need, or you know, even like with Coach McFarland, me and him were just chatting yesterday or 2 days ago, and I said, hey, Coach, you know, you still need anything for your recruiting class? Obviously, the transfer portal is booming right now. So, you know, in texting him, I was like, yo, I got somebody for you. I'm in a group chat with my fraternity full of coaches, right? So high school, college coaches, and the new head coach at Morehouse, Larry Dixon, who just got a job. He was just at NC State for a couple of years. Like he's in the group chat. So he said, yo, I need players. So boom, I sent a message in the chat. We on the phone today. He coming through next Wednesday to our open gym. So that's how it goes. Like I work my tail off by just continuously build relationships and just continuously making sure my guys understand what they need to be successful. So a lot of these kids, and I tell kids, they send.
What up, my guy? Yeah, we had a battle that year, brother.
Yeah.
We had a battle that year.
They've been calling Jacob our new little Austin Reeves, so he's been doing good.
Look. No, he could hoop, man. Him and Kari was going at it. Jakari Wilkins was going at it, man. He was going at it though.
Yeah, Jacob doing well, man.
That's good, man. You got a competitor right there, man. For real.
It's just constantly talking to him, sending messages. Everybody's not gonna want the guy. You know, you got to really, really, really send. Like at one point, and I always do send emails out too. I constantly use my Twitter platform. I got a bunch of coaches follow me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. You know, and then it's also make sure you know what the kids want. Like, you know, and if a kid comes, he says, Coach, man, you know, I just want an opportunity. You know, sometimes it makes it easy. You might find a kid that got a GI Bill. It's really just a relationship between the player, the kid, and making sure that I got my hands in the pot on it.
Okay. Stats, you got some more questions for the legend in the making?
I didn't have a question. I wanted to go back to the resume stuff, and it's not on my
Okay.
screen no more. But I just wanted to say I saw that because you had mentioned your story is very, very inspiring. But the academic All-Americans is what stood out to me.
Yep.
I found it now. 17 all academic honorees.
Wow.
The young man, Emmanuel, I hope I got his name correct.
Yeah.
You said he had a 4.0 GPA. How important is that to you to not only build good basketball players, but good men as well?
Man, I tell guys, man, it's a bunch of great basketball players all around the country. So I'm gonna give you a stat real quick, and I know you love stats, right?
Love them.
Oh, Jesus.
6% in college, 6% of basketball players get an opportunity to play college basketball, right? 3% get a scholarship, right? Those stats are crazy when you really think about it. As many kids that play the game of basketball,
Right.
100 kids sitting there in the gym, and only 6 of them get an opportunity, and only 3 of them get a scholarship. Those numbers are astronomical.
Yep.
And so in order to be a part of that 6%, the one thing that I continue to preach is that what separates a lot of guys, so I'll use the E-Man as an example since he tapped in and we talked about him. You know, he's getting ready to probably be an NJCAA All-Academic American too. And, you know, he's 6'2", super athletic, long arms, defends, but it's a lot of kids like that. Like I guarantee you, it's a million coaches sending that same email with those same numbers. But when a coach sees a 4.0 GPA, when they see 3.6, like that's what stands out, right? High character. One thing Coach G taught me when I was at Longwood was character over talent. Because when talent doesn't have character, then talent will never win. And so, you know, we always say we need Jims and Joes, you know, all those different things. But, you know, one thing that I preach to my guys is, man, like we gotta push the needle. We gotta separate. Tough times don't last. Tough people do, and tough is something that you need not only on the court but also in the classroom. You know, whether it's trying to get through adversity in the classroom, but we also, you know, I always tell them communicate. Like communicate what you need. You know, now E-Man's not somebody who necessarily needs a lot. Like he does that on his own. Like that's just what he does. But I need tutors. If you need a laptop, like I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that you get what you need so you can be successful. Because I didn't bring you here just to be a JUCO basketball player. I brought you here to not only come here, but also, like, let's be real. It's a lot of young men, and this used to be the Number Street podcast. It's a lot of young men that wouldn't go to college if it wasn't for basketball.
Right.
Like, call it spade a spade. And if basketball is what propels you to get your education, let's utilize it at its highest level. So if that means that you're going to come here to play ball, and that's your reason for going to college so that you can get your degree, then cool. Let's do it at a high level. You got 4 years. Let's make the most of it. And so one thing that I preach, and I do grade checks. You know, I'll check grades. You know, I pulled a Coach Carter move last year, stat man. Like, I literally canceled the game because their grades was terrible.
That's what I'm talking about.
Literally. Not this past season, but last year. I checked. We did a grade check. Grades was terrible. I canceled the game right then and there. And that's what I'm like. That's like what you emphasize is what your culture is.
Right.
So that's why we're successful, is because I don't mind holding them accountable for the things that matter. Academics, athletics, everything else. And, you know, what they do in the community as well, of course. But I emphasize that. So if I got to be Coach Carter, if I got to make sure they understand, I'll cancel this game because they want to play. Right. So I'm going to take it away from you until we take care of what we got to take care
of. I love it, man. Well, you're doing an outstanding job, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm extremely proud to call you my friend. not
Yeah.
just an associate and a colleague, man. And in this business, man, you don't have enough like genuine friends. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I give Stats a hard time, man, but that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my genuine friend,
Yeah.
from the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? And same love and admiration for you, my man. Before we get you out of here, man, what again? Some solutions for the Peninsula District. What are some solutions that you got for us?
The solutions, I would say, don't let up. You know, it's not a competition; it's collaboration. You know, I think that's the thing that people don't want to admit is we're all collaborating and we all have the same mission. And when we as a whole, especially in the 757, or just as individuals, learn that we're all working for the same common goal.
Right,
Let's be real. I became the head coach of VPCC in 2018, October 1st. It was just us and Brian and Stratton. We weren't even NJCAA at the time.
right.
As of today, if you look around, you got Brian and Stratton, you got VPCC, you got Camp Community College, and you have Tidewater, all in the 757 alone. Don't
Wow.
don't forget, Regent's now Division III in the same league as CNU. You got Christopher Newport, you got Virginia Wesleyan, and that doesn't include ODU and Norfolk State and Hampton University. We got
Yep.
10 colleges in the 757. That's unheard
Wow.
that have basketball.
Right.
And so, yeah, like those opportunities are right here in your backyard. And the one thing that we all do is we communicate. And what I continue to preach, you know, because people ask me, like, does that hurt you? No, we collaborate. You know, Dan's over there. Dan's a 757 guy. He's over there, Patrick Henry. Like, we collaborate. We can't all take the same kids, you
Right.
know, but I always ask because I actually got, you know, I got a little upset today about something. You know, like, just communicate. We continue to work together. Like, well, I'm not trying to stab nobody in the back. Like, I really just want us to all to work together. And the same thing needs to happen amongst the high schools, the middle schools, the athletic directors. Like, you got to collaborate because the more we collaborate, the more that we're in sync. And that's what my dad told me. And I'll leave you on this stretch. One of the last conversations that we had, you know, he talked about how back in the day, you know, coaches used to call each other when guys were transferring, things of that nature. And it was just,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
and now the integrity has been lost. You know,
Yeah.
everybody wants to steal your kid. You know, pick up the phone. Like, if I get a kid, I got a kid that wants to transfer to me from another school. I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling them to say, hey, look, I know he was over there. However, you know, he just reached out. I had a kid reach out to me that was currently out of school. I literally told him, yo, call me after you have a conversation with your coach. All right.
Correct.
That's the same thing that needs to happen amongst these high school coaches. That's the same thing that needs to happen. Like, the integrity of the game has been lost, and until the integrity gets better, the talent will never rise to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. 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 That's beyond accurate, man.
Yeah,
And you know, integrity, professionalism,
yeah.
you know, you know what else I like about what you're doing over there?
Hmm.
You still got your guys wearing suits and polos, dressing up for games.
Don't give me
That's
stretch. I've seen a lot. I done seen hats on the sideline in games. I done seen dudes wearing sweatpants. Like, I ain't never. Like,
yeah,
come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I understand.
And yeah, I seen a coach last year, man. Dude was wearing a damn shiesty, bro.
Come on, man.
Dude was wearing a shiesty, man. High school basketball was wearing a shiesty
I'm
before
gonna
the
say
game got.
that's the difference. That's the difference right there.
Yeah,
So when I took the job at Thomas Nelson, the one thing I told people, like, just because I'm at Thomas Nelson doesn't mean that I have to look like I'm at Thomas. I got
right.
one when I first took the job. It was black. It had TNCC on it, and that was it.
Yeah,
And I said, and Coach G told me this when we were at Longwood. He said, just because we're not at Duke, don't mean we got to be treated like we're not at Duke. And so I continue to make sure I wear suits on the sideline because I want people to understand that this is my job. This is my business.
Right.
And if coaches don't treat it like a business, then the kid's not going to respect it. What's up, Michaela?
Miss Sale, we got to talk real soon, man. I got your spot opened up for you.
You're a legend.
Man. Like, your dad taught me that a long time ago, man. Like, you're always supposed to dress for where you want to go. Don't dress for where you're at right now.
Come on, man.
He was big. Our dress down, like we used to look forward to our dress down games.
Yeah.
Those were still dress slacks and the school polo.
Hey.
Button up to the top. Like we not and that was dressed down.
They probably not doing because they don't know how to put a suit on. So they need to that need to be part of the coach's clinic. If you don't know how to put a suit on, like come holler at me real quick.
Look, you don't know how to tie a tie, just say that, man. We'll do.
If you can't tie a tie, I got this clip on for you right here. Let's go talk.
Come on, man. There ain't no excuse, bro.
No excuse. You get a clip on from Amazon Prime. It be here. Same day delivery. Let's go. There you go, DJ. Let them know. And if anybody want to say, tell them come see me. Best dressed coach in the country. I'm gonna continue to do it because I got the utmost respect for this profession, and I'm gonna continue to make sure my guys understand that too because they one day need to know how to wear a suit.
What up, Coach G?
There we go. That's the man right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, look, speaking of Coach G, man, I'm glad you're up here as well, man. Before the end of the summer, we're going to do an all-time top 10 PD coaches ranking.
Here we go.
So while he's up here real quick, I'm sorry, real quick, because Willie Gauze, somebody I talked to on the regular, I need to call him because we ain't talked to him probably about a month. So he probably gonna get on you. Bishop, don't get me. But really instrumental. I don't know if you remember when he started 757 Coaches for Change, but he actually was very, very impactful and instrumental in helping me get my dad's name on the court in 2021. So I always will pay my respects there.
Big shout out to Coach Gauze, man. Big shout out to Coach Gauze, man.
Legendary.
Man, that joker went 23-1. I want to say 3 times.
Hey.
Like in the PD, just 23-1, 23-1.
Business, man. Golf is Bel Air. We'll talk about it later, though. He said I got Will. Everybody seen Fresh Prince, but we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Stats, any final questions for Coach Chris, man, before we get him out of here?
Nah, man, just thank you for coming on. Appreciate you taking the time, man. Learn something from you, man. It's always good to learn. I'm real big on that. You can learn something from anybody as long as you open your ears wide enough, man. So thank you for taking the time to come up here, man. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely, man. Much respect to you all, man. I really do. Before I leave, I just need to pay respect to y'all for the Brotherhood League. Y'all are keeping not only forget, the college guys, y'all are keeping guys in our community off the streets, man, and giving them something to play for, something to live for. Just seeing these guys come together is amazing. I told Stretch that on the phone. Like, I don't think y'all get enough credit for what y'all are really doing. I know it's basketball, but I don't think we understand how much that actually pulls guys out of mental spaces. Also gives them something to continue to live for each week. And so keep doing what you're doing. Y'all doing it at a high level. Y'all give them film. I'm looking at dudes post their film, post their clips, the stats. I'm looking at it. It doesn't go unnoticed. So shout out to y'all.
Definitely appreciate that, boss.
Y'all continue to give brothers an opportunity to be successful. So I'm gonna be honest, that really means a lot. And I don't really say stuff like that lightly. That really truly means a lot. So everybody involved, the council, D Knight, Katie, John, Stretch, Damo, that means a lot, man. We try our best, man. So thank you. Nah, it's special, man. Don't take it lightly and take it to the next level. Even in the Neptunes, man. I look at that like TNCC. Like, man, y'all keep going, keep applying pressure. Like, man, step on people's necks. Keep giving these opportunities. Shout out to DeMontez Oliver getting an opportunity to play overseas. I saw that today.
Yeah.
But it's so many more, man. Like y'all really got a platform just like I had when I had Thomas Nelson, where people might not look at it as being something that is impactful as it is, but we know what it's doing for our community.
Absolutely.
That's special. And so, you know, we'll both continue to do what we do in our lanes. We'll collab anytime we can. And let's continue to do the great work that we do, man. We'll continue to push our community forward.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you,
man.
man. Pull up to a game too. We'd love to have you.
I gotta
Hey,
come
look.
see Ken. I need to see Coach Ken, the substitution. I need to see the substitution coach. I honestly might be there. Well, Sunday, I will see. I'm supposed to come see the substitution coach in action.
Shout out to Ken, man.
Shout out to Ken. Hey, look, Coach, we definitely appreciate you for coming on, man. We're going to get you out of here, man. But listen, we're definitely going to collab, man. Coach's Clinic, be on the lookout for that. We definitely going to do that. Like, we need to do that.
Unsigned senior showcase. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, unsigned show. Yes, we're definitely going to do all of that at VPCC. Like, and again, you know, no disrespect to Hampton, man. We love being at Hampton with the Brotherhood Hoop League, man. But you know, we started this thing as the Newport News League, and Newport News just be in the way sometimes. So we're gonna talk about that later on too, though. But
please,
look, we wonder why certain cities thrive and why other cities are being left behind. I'm done. So, Coach, we appreciate you, man. Always, man. We love you. Love your work, man. Keep pushing. And, you know, we're going to talk real soon, boss.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Thank you again for coming on, man. Big round of applause for Coach Chris Moore, man.
Hey, man. I ain't hard to find. At Coach Chris Moore, Instagram, Twitter, Christopher Jordan Moore on Facebook. And it's always more than a game, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Have a great night, man. And we will see you next time, boss. Thank you again.
Sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Y'all take it easy.
You too, man.
Well, that's thoughts.
Everything was great until you went on your missive at the end about Newport News. Like, we was doing so good. Like,
I'm sorry, but not sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
You're not wrong. We can talk. We can get on that later. We're gonna stay positive right now about Chris. That was very inspiring, man. And I think the thing that touched me the most, first of all, him, you know, shouting out the Brotherhood Hoop League, man. That's big time for real. Yeah. But all his kids coming up here, man.
I love it.
Bro, they went from 20 to 29, bro. They all came up here.
They jumped. Yeah, they jumped, man.
That's love right there.
That is love, man.
Said, I'm not a head coach. I'm an assistant coach. But when your players ride for you, it's nothing better than that.
Absolutely.
It's nothing better than that.
Absolutely. Stats, we still got some business to talk about, man, before we get out of here, man.
Yes, we do.
Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, part 1000.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they played this weekend.
Yo, you actually type part 1000 up there. That's insane.
I mean, I'm sick of it. But, you know, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't.
If we ain't talk about it.
If we ain't talk about it. So, part 1000, here's the foul during the Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky basketball game. And a flagrant one was assessed to Caitlin Clark. I didn't think she deserved a flagrant one, by the way. But Indiana Fever ended up beating Chicago Sky pretty badly, and Caitlin Clark had a triple-double. Here's the foul.
90. Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul. Around the matchups.
To me, it looked like a regular hard foul, man. To me, I don't want to be called a hater or a woman, stuff, all that crap. That looked like a regular foul to me. What are your thoughts?
Well, part that a lot of people aren't discussing, which is typical for people who are in the social media echo chamber. Caitlin Clark reacted to Angel Reese pushing her teammate prior to that.
Right.
And she even pointed her arm like, you're not going to call that foul? And I'm not saying Angel Reese did it on purpose. She's going for an offensive rebound, and that's what that was for.
Right.
I think flagrant was probably because of the intent. It didn't look like, especially with the motion at the end. And I'm not mad at Caitlin Clark for doing it, but that's probably why they called it flagrant.
I think a lot of that action at the end was actually Angel Reese, man. It's like overselling the impact.
I don't want to say that, bro. That's I can't get there. I just know that the stuff that sparked from this has been disgusting,
Correct,
as usual.
and
We can't just keep it
here's a
basketball
comment.
with them.
Yeah, where can I need to remove that banner? There we go. And here's the comment from RG3. After watching Caitlin Clark flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue to lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, not some basketball.
What do you think about that? Because I actually have some thoughts.
Hate is a strong word. But I mean, we all have our nemesis on the court. You know, people that we just don't like.
Yeah.
And people who, you know, we're going to just go after extra hard on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to competition.
Mm-hmm.
But hate is a strong word. But you know, what are your thoughts?
I wouldn't have typed that. I think he shouldn't have typed that either, considering not saying that he can't give his opinion, because he can, but you got to understand, when you give your opinion, backlash comes with that. But I do think there's I do think that there's a dislike from Angel Reese there. I do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say hate. Hate's a strong word, but I do feel like there's a dislike there, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with the rivalry between them.
Right. The media-driven rivalry.
The media-driven rivalry between them. And I think the media scored another win with, drawing two people apart. Not saying everybody got to get along, but the media poured fire on this for obvious reasons.
Right. I don't like the things that have come from this incident.
No. Disgusting.
It's been absolutely disgusting. Ryan Clark disrespected RG3. I don't even want to repeat what he said, because again, it's just disgusting. I'm actually tired of talking about it. Just get back to playing basketball, man. Like their play will decide who's better and who's not. You know what I'm saying? Just let them play basketball, man. But the media throws division at us all the time, man, and we fall for it. We fall for it every
single time. Every single time.
We fall for it, man. Every time. SGA wins the MVP, and OKC Thunder take down the T-Wolves in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What are your thoughts on this game?
First of all, congratulations to SGA for winning the MVP. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Was the best player on a historically great team, especially on defense. For the people who say there's no defense played in the NBA, the Thunder have been playing great defense all season.
Yeah. They do a whole lot of fouling too, kind of like Team Elite.
I mean, yeah, but technically it's great defense if they're not calling the foul.
That's facts.
As far as the game, for me, it just highlighted how good OKC's perimeter defenders are. Yeah. They legit have 4 well above average defenders, all defense level defenders. I can't think of another team that's had that.
They're really good on defense, and stranglehold.
They got a great coach too, who coaches them up. Gagno. I've always liked him, but yes,
the stranglehold that they did on Anthony Edwards, it was amazing. Julius Randle was cooking in the first half, and then they immediately, coming out of halftime, cut the water off on that. Like, cut the water off.
I want to give him a shout out too, because he's been great this playoffs, and I've never been a huge fan of his, but he's been playing well. But yes, Dagnall draws up very good game plans. He has the personnel to execute. I think Minnesota's pathway back into this series, they're gonna have to kill on the offensive glass. They're gonna have to use their size and physicality.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
Because I it just came to me who we should have had on fraud alert.
Who?
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
You go from 20-20 against the Lakers to 2 points and 3 rebounds against OKC. And I don't know what that crap was that he was doing offensively was. DiVincenzo finding him in the lane. He doing freaking ballerina moves, trying to shoot layups, back 360 hooks. What was he doing, Stats? What was he doing?
I don't know. All I'll say is that was not good to look at. Everybody knows I love Rudy Gobert. He's one of my favorites. But that 27 and 24 was a byproduct of the Lakers not having a functional center.
Of JJ Redick being on fraud alert, because that was fraudulent what he did to the Lakers. Continue.
Okay. But that was a byproduct of that. Rudy Gobert is not that good offensively. And while OKC doesn't have a lot of, for the lack of a better term, girth, pause.
Right. Pause.
They're very athletic. They gang rebound, or they attempt to gang rebound. And they got some Chet Holmgren's 7 feet tall. So like you not, as long as you have that and athleticism, you can survive. So I think Minnesota's in a bit of trouble though. I'm not saying that the series is over, but I think a lot of this is going to dictate how the refs are going to call the game.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shot 14 free throws. He shot 8 of them in the first quarter. 8 in the first quarter. That's ridiculous. But here's the problem.
Okay.
Jaden McDaniels started the game off with 5 quick points. He finished with 7. Rudy Gobert had 2. DiVincenzo went 3 for 14. Sir, why 3 for 12 from 3? Naz Reid, 1 for 11, 0 for 7 from 3. There's your problem. There's your problem. And Edwards likes to live in the paint. If these guys aren't going to make threes, aren't going to make shots, there's no need to even go out and contest them, or even, you know what I'm saying? Like, the lanes will always be clogged, which makes Edwards a jump shooter, which plays right into the hands of OKC. I mean, just 3 for 12 from DiVincenzo is egregious. Mike Conley 1 for 5 for 3. I'm sorry. I don't even know how we got here. Well, I know Steph Curry was hurt because they don't look like they belong in the Western Conference Finals.
I'm not going to say that, but I think what the Denver series did to OKC, it made them look human. But a lot of them looking human is because of the 7-foot behemoth who plays for Denver.
Right.
And that made us think, and the series isn't over, of course, but that made us think, oh, OKC can be had. And they could be had, but this was a historically dominant team in the regular season. And I think, playing against Jokic, kind of made people forget that. So, Minnesota's a big, strong, physical team. They just got to lean into that more. Some of that, they won't shoot that bad going forward. Some of that shooting luck. But some of that is just OKC constantly. They shrink the floor,
bro. That pressure, man.
They shrink the floor very well. And there's ways to beat that defense, but you need apex playmakers to do that.
They don't have that. And if Edwards is your best playmaker, you're in trouble, Jack.
No, Minnesota does not have any apex playmakers. I mean, if we're being honest, the league doesn't have a lot of apex playmakers. Now,
two of them play on the same team.
Your team has 2 of them. However, they didn't have a center. So
they don't have nobody to play make with.
Right. So, yes, I think that's why honestly I think the Pacers in the prospective finals probably match up better because they have an apex playmaker on their team. So
king of the segue. Knicks Pacers Eastern Conference Finals game 1 is underway. The score is 104-92. I'm sorry, 106-92 for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson has 31.
Yup, he is cooking.
And he also has 5 fouls, but he has 31 points. He's been absolutely outstanding. So is the big bodega, Karl Anthony Towns. He has 25 and 8.
Yep.
But they got balanced scoring. Bridges has 14, Hart has 8, and Anunoby has 13. They have balanced scoring. What are your expectations for this series?
Karl Anthony Towns just got a block. I like the double big lineup.
I do too.
I like that double big lineup for New York. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they can go to it, but I like. Oh, good move. I love that double big lineup stretch. I do.
Yeah.
Double big has been back in the NBA. You know, people are talking like it's recent, but
no, it's been back.
Toronto won with Gasol and Ibaka.
Lakers
won with
McGee or Dwight Howard and AD.
Milwaukee won with Giannis and Brook.
Yep.
Warriors were the exception.
Yep.
And then the Nuggets won. I mean, Aaron Gordon's not really a traditional big, but then the Celtics won with Horford. Well, I guess Tatum's not a traditional big either, but they had Horford and Porzingis.
But they played the double big lineup as well, though.
Yep. So double big is back.
Hey.
And I think, right, you saw that move, right?
Hey.
Yeah. Knicks defense.
I'm gonna tell you who's gonna end up on fraud alert real fast.
Who?
Your boy Pascal Siakam.
I like him a lot too. I know.
5 for 14. He out here wetting the bed. That's what he's doing.
I think the Knicks this game have gotten a good beat on their flow offense.
Yeah.
And how Indy wants to play. Sometimes it can take a game to catch up to their pace and the rhythm and how quickly they get in and out of their actions.
Yeah.
And it seems like New York has gotten to that early.
Yeah, they have. Okay. Well, now it's time for our Week 7 preview for the Brotherhood Hoop League. And our cover athlete of the week is Mr. Justin Ned. Ned Island. Ned Island. Dream Team versus Mentality starts us off at 10 o'clock. Bullies versus X2G at 11. Kings versus Villains at 12 o'clock. And then we finish up with Team Jelly versus Elite at 1. Game of the week is which game, Stats?
Bullies and X2G.
Bullies and X2G is the game of the week, and that's brought to you by Floor and Decor.
Yep.
Stats, what are you looking forward to seeing?
Honestly, man, all the games should be good. Actually, the last 3 have something that is very, very intriguing to me.
Okay.
Bullies and X2G is obviously the game of the week. You got MVP. He's leading his X2G. Justice Fauntleroy's come back and giving them a boost, man. It's been good for them in the games that he's come back come back. Bullies led by 2 MVP candidates as well, Bree Turner and J Law. J Law, I haven't told him yet. I guess if he's watching now, he'll see it. He just had a game with 16 points and 15 rebounds.
Jesus.
So he's been hooping. So that's a good game. But I don't know if you saw it, Stretch. There was some friendly fire on Facebook today between our guy Darren Boyd, Rat Riley, Master Splinter, and Mr. Cameron Rigsby, because I showed Cam some love on Facebook, and that game is now a bit more hype. So
well, Stats, I applaud you for making the games hype. but you got to stop handing out these damn participation trophies, man. You be handing out these participation trophies every week, man.
Well, first of all, you have to stop saying participation trophy.
Unsung heroes. No.
Listen.
Let's cut it out. And Cam was up here. I appreciate you, Cam, for tuning in. But these participation trophies got to stop, man.
See, this is the problem with society, and I wish Chris was still up here because I'd say this with him up here too. Everything is not a zero sum win or loss. Cam is shooting almost 50% from three. That's noteworthy.
How many threes is he shooting a game?
I think it's 5.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
I digress.
It's not on low volume. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's really been hooping. And wait till you see who I give love to tomorrow. You really gonna be mad. But yeah, I think that's intriguing. In the last game, we got Drew versus Ned, round 2. Drew got hurt the first game.
Yeah. I hope he's healthy again.
He's better. He had 21 his last game, win over mentality. So yeah, man, great. Y'all need to pull up, man. $3, bring your family, kids under 12 free. We really outside, man.
Yeah.
We really doing this thing.
And again, big shout out again to all the coaches, players, sponsors, man. We appreciate all you guys. And big shout out again to Coach Darius, who got some a coaching opportunity through the Brotherhood Hoop League, man. So
shout out Darius, if you watch it, man. I'm happy for you, brother.
Congratulations to him. Listen, man, and we might have some other opportunities coming up for guys. If they could just keep their crap together. Like we're really, and I appreciate the words that Coach Chris said, man. Like, we're really not only doing this for the community, for the Brotherhood, but we're also establishing opportunities for guys. There is a player that is going to get invited to the Virginia Neptunes Combine that we have our eyes on. We already talked about Coach Darius getting a coaching opportunity. We already have Coach Tay that was the Coach of the Year last year for the first place team elite who won the championship last year. And now we're starting to push our opportunities to the officiating realm, where we have some potential talent getting some opportunities to coach on not coach, but officiate on a higher level. So listen, man, we're really creating opportunities for people. And of course, we're trying to bring this area together and just reset the standard for what is acceptable in the sport of basketball, top from the top down. Before we get out of here, though, Stats,
and the games are really good too. So yes,
the games are really good, and it's friendly, and family environment. So I'll get on that another time. But before we get out of here, Stats, I got to shout out my guys. Team Relentless 15U Williams went to Big Shots Richmond, as I said earlier, and they went 2-1. And we had some exposure love from Malachi Whitaker, who goes to Denby. Right here, you see, I don't know if you can see the mouse up there or not, but he's there. AJ Barnes, who currently goes to Grafton. They were named MVP of our last game, in which they won 74-10. Jakeem Butler, who also goes to Denby, all the way to the far left. Isaiah Stearns, PG Zaya, all the way to the far right, who goes to Woodside, number 5 there, led us in assist and had the game-winning assist in our first game to Malachi Whitaker over a tough and gritty Team Richmond team. And the MVP for the weekend, averaging close to 18 points a game, is Christopher Lara. He also goes to Woodside, number 3. He's the gentleman with the box cut. So definitely want to give my guys, Team Relentless, 15U, some love, man. Excellent job, fellas. Excellent job.
Great job, young man. Zayden got big too,
job.
man.
Yeah, he done got big, man. Shout out to Coach Steph, man. Got the guys in the weight room, man. Got the guys in the weight room. Growth spurts always help, but the guys are stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell who's in a good program and who is doing the extra work. You know
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
Steph for helping them kids get right, man, for real.
Yeah, he got 2 diamonds out there between Chris and Zay. He got 2 diamonds. And also shout out to Coach Grimes. Like I said, man, I got who's missing in the picture is Israel Banks. So he got some diamonds, man. Malachi Whitaker, Jakeem Butler, Israel Banks. And also
that's where Darius coaching, right? That's what he said.
Yep.
Yep. Shout out to Coach Grimes, man. Thank you for giving that opportunity, Coach Grimes.
And like I said, man, he got some studs, man. So here's what's coming up next for Relentless Sports, man. This weekend, this Sunday, we have the All Handles Dribbling Clinic with our handle guru, Coach Leo, who had a game winner last weekend in the Brotherhood Hoop League. That is a 2-hour event this Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. And you can go register online at CoachStretch.com. We have our June Skills Clinic that begins on June 1st through June 22nd. It's 4 Sundays. And that's also our First Baptist Church, Denby. And you go online as well, www.coachstretch.com, to register for both of those events. And while you're there, go ahead and pick up a t-shirt. And you can email your order, relentlesssportsllc@gmail.com. And if you're a member of Team Relentless, we have discounts available for you. As you see, I'm rocking style number 1.
Since we're talking about personal things right now.
Absolutely.
Y'all, I do life insurance, right? And people do not understand the value of life insurance. We want to make sure that our loved ones are protected in the event of an untimely death. If you need help, I can get you right with your life insurance. Just inbox me. I'd be happy to help. I pull up, I do house calls, give you the whole presentation, and we'll get you right. So if you're looking for some life insurance, or you should be looking for some life insurance, and ours is different, reach out, inbox me, and I pull up.
Nice. I want to say this before we get out of here. Shout out to my wife. She told me no P. Diddy alert. So there was no Diddy update this week. Shout out to my wife. You know,
Dina, you ruined the best part of the show.
Hey, look, it's getting crazy in that courtroom. I hope everyone, is at least informed. But no Diddy alert this week. Next week we will be back as the Diddy trial continues. And then also we'll have a fraud alert. As I said, we have a nomination. Pascal Siakam, Rudy Gobert, and I'm pretty sure before we get to next week, we'll have a whole lot of those. And then also we'll have a Brotherhood Hoop League segment. We're going to dedicate a segment here on the Coach Stretch Show to the Brotherhood Hoop League. We'll probably have at least 1 or 2 guys come on, and as we head into the playoffs, and then we'll bring it back to a relationship segment. We might actually have my lovely wife on, if she's not too busy, and tell everybody how great of a husband I am.
Bro, these relationship segments are dog. Like,
Stats. Look, bro. No, man.
I won't. No. Go ahead, say it. No, go ahead.
How's it going? How's the relationship quest or lack? Well, you say you're single or not available,
Right. I was about to say the
Oh.
relationship quest or lack thereof.
or lack thereof. How's that
mean,
going?
Listen, man. Look. Women are interested.
Yeah, I know they are. And for women who like a protector, we also call Statman Creed.
Stop. 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 So we're gonna no. Listen. Listen. Listen.
Creed.
Listen, y'all. I'm a 42-year-old man. Yes, I protect my loved ones, but I choose to use my words now. Okay.
Right. But if need be.
Okay.
He's not
but
too far removed from choosing violence.
See, there you go. You trying to paint me as some type of never mind.
Protector.
Never mind. But no, for real. I mean, women are interested, bro, but listen, I ain't found the right one, bro. Like everybody can't, you ain't got to deal with people just because they're interested in you.
That's facts. That's facts.
You ain't got to do that.
Stay tuned, man. Coach Stretch Show this summer, man. We're gonna do our version of Pop the Balloon for stats.
Nope, listen. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling you, look, two people just popped on and heard you say that crazy shit. I'm sorry.
Pop the balloon.
No. Listen. I am not participating. I'm not lending my name, image, or likeness to any type of stats relationship searching. We're not doing that.
Oh my God.
Or any woman I meet, it'll be organic. Come to a Brotherhood Hoop League game. We're gonna do it organically. We not
with your balloon in hand. Hey, look, make sure y'all pull up this Sunday, man. Game start at 10 o'clock. $3 get in. Kids 12 and under, you're free. Family environment, good competition, man. That's what we're promoting at Brotherhood Hoop League. Make sure you tune in and subscribe, like the show, love the show, share it with all your friends and family. Coach Stretch Show. We'll be back next Wednesday, live again, 8:30 on Facebook and YouTube. Potentially another guest.
Beautiful woman coming to see me might get in free.
You might get in free. Hey. Stats, any shout outs before we get out of here, man?
First of all, shout out to Chris, man. Thanks for coming on, man. Just look, man, just peace and love to everybody. I have a quote too, because you be asking me a quote. Okay. Forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. Don't let nobody hold you hostage for stuff that they did to you in the past.
All right. Yep. And that's Stats thought of today. And again, my thought of the day is I don't give a damn about your time if it ain't quality. You keep that trash time to yourself.
That's a bar. And that's not just basketball. That's life.
That's life. You keep that trash time to yourself. Quality time.
Too old to be wasting time, man.
That's right. You'll never get that time back. Time is the most valuable thing you have on this earth. So anyway, Stephen AJT, I'm Coach Stretch. Thank you again, Coach Chris Moore. Make sure you guys support Virginia Peninsula Community College, man. Support him. That man is doing great work for this area. Listen, we out of here, man. Stay relentless in all that you do. See y'all next Wednesday. Peace.